Have you been ignoring your flower bed because of the back-breaking work? You've got that pesky flat tire that's just so agonizing to change. Or you've got 1,000 Legos on the floor that you just want to vacuum up with the vacuum cleaner. Well, boy, do we have a deal for you! Hey everybody, Zach Bice with Bice Family Tree, back in the shop making another video. It's been a while since I've done one, so be prepared for some bloopers and screw-ups. But I saw an invention that a local woodcrafter had created that really impressed me, and I got excited about it. So I reached out to him and asked, hey, Mr. Leet, his name is Ed Leet, can I possibly use this build that you designed and patented and show people how to build it in a video, because I have a YouTube channel and I'd like to showcase it in a video at your permission. I don't want anything for it. I don't want to make any money or anything, but I want to help you sell some plans, which if you want to purchase the plans, how to do that is in the description of this video. But I was so impressed by it that I really wanted to do it. So he agreed. He said he thinks that's fantastic. So we are going to move forward with building a wooden kneeler. Now this item will help you with gardening, plumbing work, anything that has you getting up and down off the ground on your hands and knees for any period of time. It helps you get back up, really helps people like me that has mobility issues, and it's a fantastic idea and I really like it. And he's got a lot of different additions to it, and like an umbrella that hooks on the side. But the plans are very thorough and very complex and just completely easy to understand and easy to put together. Really smart guy. So to get those plans for what I'm about to build, check out the description, and let's support Mr. Ed Leet and what he has created here, because I really think it's cool. So just to show you how cool it is, I'm going to stop babbling and get to building. And also, everybody, I want to do a shout out for one of this channel's biggest supporters, and that is Mr. Norm Hughes. Thank you, Norm, so much for everything you do for this channel. You are an amazing human being. If you guys aren't subscribed to Norm, go check him out. He does a lot of really cool videos and live bird feeder cameras, nighttime wildlife videos, just the works. It's a lot of fun to watch. He also does a lot of stuff with train yards and everything, so definitely go check him out. His link will be in the description. Thank you again, Norm. You're the man. Norm! So the very first thing we're going to need is a 2 foot by 4 foot, 3/4 inch thick sheet of plywood. Now you can see here that my plywood is not 4 feet. I used half of it already for another project, but I do have enough in my shop in scrap to make up for those other pieces. Now, this is the cut list from that 2 foot by 4 foot sheet that Ed has designed here. And I'm going to make this cut list, and I'm not going to show every sheet from his plans, because then what would be the point of purchasing them from him if I'm just going to show them all to you. So, and I want to support Mr. Leet in what he has designed here. Now, for tools that you're going to want to have is a table saw or skill saw, a jigsaw or bandsaw, or even a scroll saw would work, tape measure, clamps, pencil, and a router with a round over bit, and wood glue, of course. And if you don't have a router with a round over bit, you could probably just get away with sanding down, rounding off the edges with a sander. So let's get started. Okay, now all of my cuts are complete. I have
2 minutes later.
number 6 is 2 of 1.5 by 11 inch, and I've only got one, so I need to go cut one more because I'm a big dummy.
You big dummy.
Now there are some optional cuts that you can make on here for basically just decorative, but these are the cuts that you will need for the actual build. All right, so let's go ahead and snap that last piece. So those are all the pieces that we need for the build. So I don't have one of those fancy compasses and stuff like that to make perfect circles here. So following the measurements here, it is 4 inches down from the top of the piece, and the radius is 4 inches itself. So I took just a piece of scrap cedar from a fence picket, drilled a hole, put a little screw through to where I'm going to tap it into the side. I measured 4 inches from the center of that screw, so I'm going to tap that down just lightly into it so it stays in place. Grab my hammer. And now I'm going to hold that with that hand, hold my pencil with the other hand, and make my 4-inch mark, or 4-inch radius circle. Not too bad. That worked out pretty well. And the thing about this is, once I get this one cut, I can just trace it onto this board, and it would act as my template to where I don't have to go and redraw how to cut this thing again. So yeah, that works out pretty good. When in doubt, redneck engineering works. Just saying.
And here I am just using the bandsaw to cut out the complex shape of the side pieces. When you're using the bandsaw, please make sure to always keep your eye on that blade and do not look away.
Hey everybody, just taking a real quick break to remind you, please hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe button. Also, if you really like this kind of content, hit that bell to change it over to all notifications. That way you get notified whenever we're online. We're doing podcasts now, we're doing more builds, we're doing all kinds of fun stuff. So check us out. And if not for me, at least do it for this nice piece of ash.
Smacking that ash!
And here we are putting together the bottom side of the frame for the base of this kneeler, and this is where your knees will be going when in use. So it needs to be stabilized pretty well. So all the pieces and all the dimensions for these cuts are in the plans, and the instructions on how to purchase these plans are in the description of this video. And here we're doing just a little glue up, and I'm using my one-of-a-kind custom-made glue spreader that my mama made for me and gave me on my birthday. And in just a moment I will be using an electric cordless brad nailer and installing 1-inch brad nails just to hold these pieces in place for the glue up. Now later on in the build I will be adding actual 2-inch screws because, well, you'll see. And just a note, I do really like this cordless brad nailer. I have it turned all the way up for the sinking depth in pushing these brad nails in, but it's still having trouble pushing them all the way in and on just basically any piece that I've been working on. So I wonder if anybody else has had that issue with these. I've heard that people have, and they just don't have the same power and punch that a pneumatic one will. But I mean, it's still, to me, I would much rather grab a hammer and tap them the rest of the way in than crank up this really loud, annoying air compressor. And here we are about to glue up the base piece for the tool compartment that will hold our tools and knickknacks and everything that we need while we're working. And I have to glue this one on. I don't have any way to nail it, so I had to sit and wait for it to dry. Now we're adding the front piece and nailing that in. And now we will move on to doing the sides. Now for the sides, I'm just adding glue to the surface areas where it will actually make contact with the board. And then I am holding it in place with the 1-inch brad nails. And here we are just attaching the final 2 pieces, which are the handles for the top of the 2 side pieces. Now these are what's going to aid us getting up and down from the kneeler and also transport it around. Now, just a little tip, when you're gluing up pieces like this, make sure you add glue to the smaller of the 2 surface areas and not the larger. That way you won't have any overspread. And of course, a knot was in there. I didn't see it and it broke out, so I had to glue it back on. Well, that piece didn't hold, so I'm going to have to re-glue that again. But one of the side arms, even though it had been drying up for a while, started moving around on me. Didn't feel as secure as I really wanted it to, so I am drilling some countersunk holes with a countersink bit into the side and putting in these 2-inch T25 screws. Okay, now we've got everything pretty much sanded down before I get ready to paint it, except I am going to fill these screw holes that I countersunk with wood filler just to hide them, make it look a little better. So after this wood filler dries, I will sand them flush and get it ready for paint. It's a great way to hide screw holes. And here we have our piece already primed, ready for paint. Now I'm using Rust-Oleum Universal Hammered paint. It is going to give it more of a metal look, and you can see that the texture of the top is going to be what the texture of a paint's supposed to be. It has chemicals in it like paint thinner that will ripple out and push away areas of the paint and give it that unique look that some painters like to do on their paintings. Then they flick some paint thinner on it to get it to bubble up or space out, and it's going to make it look like it's got a metal finish. So I really like that look, so let's see how it turns out. Now as we zoom in here, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with this paint. You can see how these little dots and little spaces and craters are forming. Well, that's because of the chemicals that are added to the paint as it's being sprayed, and it allows it to make these little craters, and it kind of spaces the paint out. This is exactly what we're looking for. So if you get this kind of paint and you see it doing this, don't freak out, don't worry. This is what it is intended to do. And here we have our completed kneeler. This is the space where you put your knees and rest your knees, and there is a cushion that Ed has a direct link to in his plans on Amazon that fits in this space, so it's perfect for your knees. And this is, of course, your tool compartment. You place all your tools or plants or whatever you're working with. And of course, we have our sides with our handles that help us get up and down off of our hands and knees, and it is just a really cool and useful tool. This piece is fully painted, and I put 1 coat of shellac and then 1 coat of lacquer just to give it that hard, smooth finish and protect it. But it is a really cool piece. You can decorate it however you like. He also has an option where you can place a mounting plate on the side that you can attach an adjustable umbrella, which is also found on Amazon, and the link to that is also in his plans. So if you're working in the garden, you can attach that umbrella to it and protect you from the sun. Just a lot of really awesome ideas from Ed when he designed this. I think it's really cool. I think it's extremely useful. You can decorate this however you like. On his, he had a 6-inch hole saw cut out here with a peace sign made out of hardwood put into it, and painted different colors and decals and all kinds of cool stuff. So you can really make it your own. It's perfect for that gardener in your family. It's perfect even in the workshop. Automotive, getting on your hands and knees, working on a vehicle or really anything. So if you like this design, check the description and see exactly how you can purchase the plans from Mr. Leet. And I thank him for allowing me to build this and showcase it for everybody. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and take care of yourselves so you can take care of each other. Well, we are here again. It's been a while since I did a video, but I went to a local woodworking convention. And I joined a local woodworking guild, and I don't like that.
Smacking that ass.
If you really like this kind of content, hit the button.